Reading to you my novel Lee. We left off halfway down page 151. What if the old rich guy told my story? He didn't have a heart, and he wasn't ashamed to admit it. He wasn't ashamed of anything he did. He might be the only one who could get close to the truth. He would say something like this: "It suits me to pay for company. I can't help it if I'm attracted to young girls. It's a fair deal. I pay for her time." He would explain, "Truth be told, girls like that, they're not really young. You realize that when you spend time with them." He would go on, "She wasn't young. I know her chronological age. Had to pay extra for her to tell me. Maybe she was taking advantage of me, getting my money, the travel. I tried to teach her about the places we were seeing. She didn't show much interest, but I did try to educate her as best as I could. It was obvious to me she hadn't gone very far in school, though she wouldn't say much about that. Didn't say much at all. I treated her well. I never hurt her." And he would go on, "It's just a preference. It's not like I picked up some schoolgirl from the playground. I'm not a pedophile, a child molester. It's a business deal. Would I like to be attracted to women my own age? Of course I would. It would make my life simpler. Less research, less need for planning. I suffer from ageism. I'm not proud of it. I'm just not attracted to women my age." And he would end by admitting the obvious, the truth. "Truth be told, I'm not attracted to women. I like skinny young girls," and that's what she was. What would the sex doll maker guy say? "I'm a sculptor, an artist. My work is beautiful. It celebrates the feminine shape, and I provide a service. Couples come in to select a doll. They choose every aspect of the doll, take it home. What's the harm? It keeps them together. What about people who are handicapped, the terribly maimed, the old, the ones who can't get a date, can't find love or sex? With one of my dolls, they have a built-in partner." He would continue, "I personally think it is the wave of the future. It will eliminate the use and abuse of women. It will eliminate sex slavery. It's like making drugs legal. You get rid of all the rough trade, the seamy side of the sex industry. You take your doll home, and what you have is all the benefits of sex without inhibitions, without any of the harm. I take great pride in my work. I feel I am helping humanity." Everybody has a version of their story that makes them look good. That's how you know it's not the truth. I get it. I got the same tendency. The thing is, I can't sell myself on my version. Can't really sell myself on the way I live. I guess I'm just not old enough yet. I don't have enough experience at making my own case. I know there's a lot of risk in my work. I'm not a fool. That's why I figure I'm not going to live long. I figure I'm going to pay for my freedom with my life. It's just a matter of time. I don't see a way out. No way out for me. The big difference between my clients and I, the ones that can afford me, is that they got a lot of other options. If you got money, you got choices. And they're adult. With age, you get more freedom. You get all kind of options for work, for how you choose to spend your money. I also think that you get a bigger brain. Your brain matures. I know I can figure things out now I couldn't figure out a few years ago. Probably what happens is you're on this planet longer, you see more things, more choices for your life. All them clients, they could make a different choice. a choice not to hire me, not to live the life they're living. I had no say about having the baby, not as long as some of them like to do it with no protection. I guess I could have turned down the business, but I can't afford that. Like that old black guy that got stopped, taken to jail. What kind of choice did he have? You got to figure out how to live with what you got. The poorer you are, the less you got. The younger you are, the less you got. And when you get too old, you got less and less say in how you're living. I'm starting to feel like something is tightening. I'm still doing what I'm doing, seeing my clients, working the hours I want to work, got a place for me and the baby and the cat, easy trade, trading for rent. I visit old Joe at the main house 4 times a month. That's all he wants. 4 visits a month. I do what he wants and I live in my house for free. That was the deal. Pretty clear when he took one look at me. I got a little worried with old Joe because he asked me how old I was. I had the baby with me. I needed a home. He looked at me and I could tell he could tell I was a kid. He said, "How old are you?" I said, "Old enough. I saw the for rent sign there. I'm looking for a place to live." He looked me up and down. I already had my body back, even though the baby was just a few weeks old. Bobby explained it to me that if you're really young when you have your baby, your body goes right back into shape. If you wait until you're older, it doesn't do it so quick. Clients like tight, the ones that hire me. It's an important tool of the trade. Now, I don't be getting up on your big high horse. If you're cutting hair, you need good hands. If you're washing dishes, you gotta have strong legs so you can stand a long time. If you're a waitress, you better have a pretty good memory so you can remember what your customers order. There's skills you need and some talents for the job, no matter what you do. Anyway, old Joe, he looks me up and down and says, "I'll show you the place," with that sideways look guys give you when you know what they're looking for, what they want. They're looking to trade, and they know you know. I don't know how a normal girl would react to a look like that because I never been a normal girl. He knew he had me, and I knew we had a deal unless I didn't like the place. I noticed the no smoking sign next door, and I took it as a good sign. He showed me through the house, saying, "Go on ahead of me." I knew he was checking me out, getting a feel of how it might feel to be with me. He showed me all the rooms, not that many, perfect for me and the baby and the few things I have. It's a house, not an apartment, small, but a house. I never had a house of my own. I knew it was perfect. I said, "I like it." He said, "You want it?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Come to my house and we'll seal the deal." And we did. I set the baby aside, sleeping peacefully on the floor where he couldn't fall from anywhere. I did what he wanted me to do. He tried a couple of things to see how it felt with me, and then he said, "Look, you come and see me 4 times a month. That's all, 4 times. I don't need more than that. I'm not a young guy anymore, and in return, you got a place to live. You got to pay your own electric and phone. You get radiator heat so you don't have to pay for heat." That's how I got my place. I wonder how old Joe would tell the story. His version would talk about the cost to him if he hired someone like me 4 times a month. How he feels he's getting a fair deal. He's a businessman, owns all these little houses in my neighborhood. 3 houses plus his house. What else he does, I don't know. He doesn't got no family. I know because he told me, which is why I can come over once a week. I guess I pay by the week. Chapter 10. I'm going out tonight. A new couple. The guy called me and told me there'll be him and a couple of other people. I don't know who they are. We want to have a party, me and a couple of my friends and my girlfriend, he said. I usually don't go on these calls alone. For one thing, they want more than one girl once they get a couple or three of their friends together. And for another, I feel safer when I get another girl to work with, or a guy even. I did that a couple of times. Some people like to watch. They're harder to find, a guy who's willing to be called on such short notice. Young prostitute missing from the Aurora area is found. Foul play is suspected. Anyone with information is asked to call the anonymous tip hotline listed below. The end. That's the end of the story.